This week, I'm taking on a challenge left for me in the comments section, which is make a car that doesn't use Zonai wheels, yet still rolls rather than skates or levitates. Let's get to it. There is an easy workaround I could use if I stick strictly to what was said in the comment, and that is to attach some wooden cartwheels to a build like this, and I'd have a functional car up and running in no time. And since the wheels do usually power themselves once you activate the device, I will instead use a single fin to propel us forward. This is a rather simple solution, and it didn't require too much out-of-the-box thinking to solve the challenge. However, if your terrain isn't level, one fan is gonna have a tough time moving you around, especially if you find yourself on a hill. So, in a case like this, I'd recommend upgrading to 2 fans for a much faster vehicle. Oh yeah, it probably goes without saying, but there is no reverse, so don't run into things.
Outstanding!
To make things a little more challenging, I want to use the bare minimum amount of Zonai devices instead of just no Zonai wheels. As we know, the obvious solution when not using Zonai wheels is to use wooden carriage wheels instead, so that's checked off our list. However, the part that has left me scratching my head is how I'm going to make the car go if I take away the fans. Plus the additional challenge of how I'm going to control it. While brainstorming, I thought I could possibly use one of those oversized leaves to push myself along. So I set out and was able to secure one pretty quick. But when I went to go check my inventory, for some reason I thought they were still considered a weapon, like in Breath of the Wild. So yeah, my mix up. Either way, I remembered that I could just fuse it to a weapon now. So I did just that, and now it's time for the moment of truth. Well, we aren't going anywhere. But maybe this idea isn't terrible, and I just need to fuse a huge board to the weapon to create even more wind power or something. But yeah, nope. That also didn't work. Oh, and I broke the wheel. Great. To get some creative ideas running again, I decided to go pay a visit to the construction site near the home base. Since there's plenty of materials here that I could probably use that would make the device work. But then I remembered I have access to a pretty lightweight material that's technically not a Zonai device. You know, since I got it from an elevator in the underground area. And with that being the case, I spawned in a rail, which I hope will be lightweight enough for me to cruise around on. So I fused a huge board to a weapon and gave it a shot. The result is, it kinda worked, a little bit, but by no means would I consider this a functional car, since I was only able to go like 30 feet with this method. Plus, I was hitting the wheels every other swing, and eventually that's gonna break it. So I would consider this method a dud. Around this time, I started trying to think outside of the box a little and find a more unconventional way to propel Link around. To do that, I messed around for a while with a couple of rails and some stabilizers. I was trying to find a way that would make the stabilizers propel the rails, using their unique physics properties. Especially those that you see whenever they're placed in different directions. But I wasn't having a whole bunch of luck on this front.
And it's gone.
And after countless tests, I found that placing the rails in this sort of orientation, where having one stabilizer upright while the other one is at a slight angle, you can achieve this result. Which, I know you're thinking it's technically not a car. But it is a neat mechanic you can mess around with. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Also, leave a comment, cause I respond to those pretty often. And as always, I'll catch you next time.